Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Lush Foliage. In today's video we are going to be talking about an extremely beautiful flowering plant called as the Mexican Petunia. Now there are three different colors in this. This one is the pink one, we have the white one and the purple one as well. As you can see, the amount of blooms on my Mexican Petunia, this is all because of the morning direct sunlight for 5 to 6 hours. So if you want a good amount of blooms, you'll have to place it in a place where it gets a good amount of morning direct sunlight for 5 to 6 hours. Avoid afternoon direct sunlight. There is a chance that the plant can get burnt. Morning direct sunlight is more than enough. Now we will talk a little bit in detail about the care tips. Talking of the soil, I tend to use the same soil mix, which is a mix of coco peat, garden soil, sand and perlite. They do not like to be sitting in soggy wet soil, otherwise there will be a root rot. The soil has to be loose, porous, well draining. It should be airy. I use more of garden soil, a little less of coco peat because my environment is very dry. So I need to have a little bit of moisture, otherwise the plant can easily dry out, especially during the summer season. So a very little amount, around 10% of coco peat, I would say 10% of coco peat, more of garden soil, but a little bit of sand and perlite. You'll have to make the soil mix as per your environment and climate. If you are from a very humid environment, try to reduce the amount of coco peat. So that was all about the soil mix. Light, as I said, you have to offer a good amount of morning direct sunlight for 5 to 6 hours, and you'll have to give a liquid based fertilizer. Now guys, I don't use any of the commercial fertilizers like DAP or NPK granules, or I don't use seaweed solution. I only use my compost tea, basically the liquid that tends to come out from the compost bin. That is what I tend to use. So you can see, without using all those DAP and NPK, I've never used all these. So without using them as well, you can get ample amount of blooms, and look at the amount of buds. Probably these will start to bloom tomorrow. So you can see the basic kitchen waste, you can make optimum use of it, and you can see how beautiful they are. Now talking about pest issues, yes, they do get affected with mealybugs, especially mealybugs. Aphids I've not seen yet, but mealybugs I did see 1 or 2. The same solution, I took the Q-tip and cleaned them off, but I'm doing a regular check because there are a lot of blooms, so there is a high chance that mealybugs or aphids can also attack the plant because of the amount of blooms. So I'm keeping a close eye. I had only found 2 mealybugs so far, and they have been cleaned, so I'm just keeping a close watch. Other than that, it's a very easy to grow plant. You can grow it in an hanging planter as well. You can grow it in a regular pot. Ensure that the pot does have a drain hole. Otherwise, as I said, if the water is staying in the pot, or if the soil tends to stay soggy wet, the plant can easily get a root rot. So be extremely careful. Apart from that, propagation is pretty simple. Right now I don't have any shoots coming up. Probably I think there is one coming up, as you can see over here. I don't know if it's going to be visible. So you can see this is one shoot that is coming up. So I can kind of separate it, but it's too small right now. Probably if it reaches another couple of inches, I can separate. They tend to put out these extra runners like this, just like how our gazanias tend to do it. And another way is by this collecting of the seeds. So this is the seed pod. As you can see, 2 of them over here. I don't know if you can see it. I'll point it out to you. So these are the 2 seed pods that are getting ready. So you can grow them very easily with seeds. You can grow them by separating the runners. Both of these options tend to work out really well. So guys, it's an extremely easy to grow plant. If you are a person who's looking out for some beautiful growing short flowering plant, this does not grow very huge. It's more like a small little bush. If you want something very small and that tends to put out a lot of flowers, you can go for this plant called as the Mexican Petunia. So guys, that's all about it. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please hit the like button, and if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep propagating.